Hello and welcome back to Monster Hunter Wilds, where today we're hunting the same kind of stuff as yesterday, but in a lobby that has a public code and whatnot. Also, I've got new layered and a new little friend. That guy sure does not hold still ever, apparently. I'm not going to be keeping this layered set forever. It's just here for now. Hey there, Wolfkinson.
Hello. Hello.
Apparently YouTube says that you are my top fan #1, which makes sense. Member list, there it is. That's the one we look at. Okay, lobby ID incoming. And there we go. Yeah, Wolfkinson, it is a weird new feature. I've never seen it before, but here it is. Also, something I learned while playing last night after stopping the stream. Today's barrel bowling is just an exercise in cruelty. I don't know how anyone can even imagine getting an A rank on this. Like, they hit one medium target way over there. If you throw a barrel there, that's pretty much all you're getting. So that's 20 points off the table. And then they've got this field of rocks you have to somehow navigate. And, like, if you want to get an A, I think what you have to do is somehow sneak a barrel to right about there and have it explode to hopefully get some of the medium targets there. And then somehow get a barrel to go down specifically this line to hit the back. But even then, I think too many medium targets are just up on rocks where they're inaccessible to ordinary throws. Alright, well, we hit the rear target. But yeah, there's too many medium targets up on rocks where they can't really be hit. Because yeah, here I left 5 medium targets unhit. That's 100 points that you just don't get. Anyway, I see that you are here in the lobby. Take a quick look at our map. All right, we got nobody out there right now, but
yes,
I got investigations, including 2 investigations with the exact same 4-star laggy that give guaranteed sapphires. But 4-star can wait. Because we've got a 5-star. I tried doing this on my own, but had some issues. Those issues mainly being it hits really, really hard and I carded 3 times. Well, Wolfkinson, here's hoping your subscription waits until the stream is over to drop out. I do like the idea of insurance and defender high, so here comes a meal. Oh, and the diva's here. I guess let's get a diva buff before we go in. So yeah, it'll be a couple minutes before we actually get started, but diva buff is diva buff. Question is, what buff will we get? Because it seems to be randomized. I've seen it be demon drug, I've seen it be armor skin. I've seen it be an affinity buff. And hey, this gives some slight time for potentially someone else to join. I'm looking forward to finding out what they do for the Divas song in the summer festival. There's the smallest of chances we might get a version of Moonquake, and that would be excellent. I mean, it would fit with Laggy having been added. Sure, Moonquake isn't Laggy's theme, but the Diva sang Moonquake in For You, so there's a chance. And it would be pretty neat if we got Moonquake during a festival. Nice choice of jacket. And looks like I got a defense buff. Unless, no, because the timer on that's still from my armor skin that I used. All right, here we go. 5-star, or 8-star, 5-star, tempered laggy. This is going to hurt. I mean, Wolfkinson, we did just get the jacket. And, I mean, hey, repping For You for a bit isn't the worst. I see we both forgot to select a base camp. Let's just head over to Camp 16, way faster than running. I find it interesting that tempered laggies, tempered wounds, look almost luminous. So, something I learned before, and then I relearned just now. Full release slashing through this thing's discharges is a bad idea, and you should never do it. I still love the sound design on those discharges, and the visual design of the water boiling afterward. Hope you don't mind that I washed you away there, but that was 5,000 damage on this guy, so I'd say worth it. Also, I looked at the hunter's notes for laggy here. And apparently they took away the chest break, which I'm not too surprised about. The wounds system already gives us effectively the same type of thing.
Leave this to me. Heels inbound.
But yeah, the chest break is gone. The rest of the breaks are still here. We can still break the hands, the back, the tail, the head. Also, the back becomes a focus strike weak point after the big discharges, the ones with the extra area of effect bursts. So that's a thing to take advantage of.
Nicely done.
Dang it, I wanted to get to the back, but this tail got in the way. Can't offset that. Yeah, this one. Problem is, getting the actual hit is difficult for a non-ranged weapon. Oh, you can power clash with Laggy, that's cool. Feels a little odd that you can power clash with something this massive, but I guess that's just how it goes. It's always better when they make a monster power clashable than when they don't, considering how few are already able to be power clashed. And here comes another big discharge. There we go. And that's what happens when you do the weak spot hit on the big discharge.
Hang on. I've got you.
Hey there, Outlander. And yeah, you can clash Uthduna, but,
Powered up.
and this is notable, Uthduna, actually no, Uthduna is, according to the Hunter's Notes, longer than Laggy. But I'm pretty sure they count the entire length of its tail, which is basically 0 mass whatsoever, because it's filaments with watery goo attached.
This way to the shop.
Cat's a little bit late to be putting that shock trap down. This is the first time I've paid attention to the chase version of this theme. It's interesting, considering they had to invent a whole new version of it. Nicely done. I see we both went for that. Pretty sure you're the one who got it. And someone really wants to go to that other area. Are we popping out here? No, he is going all the way to his house. Ah, it's underwater combat time.
Stay calm down there, okay?
I really wish that we could have a swim faster button. That's what counts. With the lighting down here, this almost looks like an ivory lackey. Oh, I see. This is the we're done down here bit. I still feel like there should be a big damage number for when it gets its back knocked into this.
I'm about to plunder some wonder. All right. Plunder. Over here, bud. On your target.
Nice tail break.
Leave this to me. Heels in back. Almost there.
We could capture it now, but we're 0 carts in. And we've still got 2 important breaks to get. So I'm gonna say this thing dies.
This will freshen you up quick. All ready when you are. Here we go. Hey, get out of there. Leave this to me. Heels in back.
Nice, got it. All right.
To use this. You're in.
And naturally, the correct place to put your finisher during that mount is the back. So getting a wound on the head definitely helps. Ah, the head works too. Oh. Well then. Didn't get the head or back breaks, but we still got the kill, which, hey, that's a whole laggy. Nicely done. No carts is good. And yes, Outlander the laggy return is everything I hoped for. In fact, it's more than I hoped for until the, why am I even considering fishing for those trevallies? We don't have enough time to finish grabbing them. Though, hey, the hotfix that went through actually fixed it. So last night, after the stream, I tried fishing to complete the weeklies. And turns out, they messed something up in the patch and made it so that apparently if you equipped a ranged weapon, which the fishing rod counts as one of, for some reason, frame rate would become incredibly unstable, which in my case meant would drop to about 3 or 4 FPS for the entire duration I had the fishing rod out.
You have any requests?
I am quite glad that they fixed that. And oh boy, I can make this
Can I
axe.
proceed?
Watch this.
Good.
All right.
Wait, have I seriously just never made this axe? I could have sworn I did. Oh, right. Wasn't far enough to the right to see the fully upgraded version.
Oh, good. Very good.
Alright, so now that we've done a laggy, it is time to do a Seregios. I really wish I could see which axes these were on. Because, like, I want to leave it in the fire axe, because that's the one that I'm going to be using next. I guess the way to do that is to put the fire axe actually in my other slot. Now I can see that this one is the one in the fire axe.
Yes.
Now, this particular Seregios has already been hunted on stream. But it's going to be a much more pleasant experience for me doing it in multi, I'm pretty sure of that. And yes, Outlander, my switch axes did get some pretty major buffs.
Quick hop from here.
Especially the element switch axes, which is great because I like element files. Because element files get amped way faster. You can power clash Seregios? That's neat. Is this the first power clashable flying wyvern?
Leave this to me. Heels inbound.
Feels weird getting bled through a counter. At some point, I'm going to have to look into the actual damage numbers using the... Where is my bird?
A little gathering goes a long way.
Using the actual laggy axe instead of instead of Arshan. Because with high enough thunder res, there's a chance that it actually could end up being better.
No worries.
We have supply items from the guild.
Rip. Yeah, I have first-hand knowledge of just how aggressive this specific Seregios is. 8-star, 5-star Seregios is just always everywhere, is how it feels.
Moving to a new area.
Nice leg break.
Here we go.
Back in my day, breaking Seregios' legs knocked him down. Eastland's Seregios clearly do not have as ticklish of feet as Old World Seregios, or rather, as other Seregios. Because Eastlands technically is still Old World, I think. There's more evidence for us being on Fonron than not, and Fonron is considered the Old World. The continent that the tower and the Great Forest live on. But anyway, these Seregios have less ticklish feet. Old Seregios, you just tickle their feet and they'd fall over constantly. These Seregios, they don't much care whether you tickle their feet or not. This dude is sitting right between a shock trap and a vine trap.
This way to the shot trap.
Oh hey, Tashin would like to offer me a meal right now. Tashin, do you not hear the sounds of me fighting this thing?
All right.
Nicely done.
We'll have to carve it later.
I'm still so glad they unnerfed the tail cut. It's kind of interesting if you look at interviews about the design of Seregios. They say things like, oh, we wanted to design a monster that attacked diagonally instead of vertically or horizontally or whatever, because, you know, most monsters attack either straight towards you or things like that, but that's why we wanted a monster whose primary attacks came at you diagonally to make it more interesting. And so Seregios has a lot of diagonal attacks.
Here's the monster that left a piece behind.
Oh, better collect this trap.
Yeah, Wolfkinson, I can definitely see that particular mantle being a good choice against this particular monster. I mostly go for mantles that contribute to damage output, but sometimes being able to just stick on a monster while it's doing small damage to you repeatedly is the best damage output you can get.
Isn't that the last of the materials you needed?
Over here, bug. On your target. This way to the check track. On his left legs. Just a little more.
And once again, it may be about to go down, but I was gonna say we've still got some important breaks to get, but we just got the one. And that's all the breaks, so we can go ahead and take this boy home.
Right on target.
You've gathered quite a few of the materials you needed. But let's keep up this pace.
Nicely done. And yeah, Outlander in Rise, Seregios' tail cut was just, they nerfed it from the whole end of the tail to just one of the blades coming off, yeah. Because Rise had a thing against monster tail cuts actually reducing any hitbox ranges. To the point that they even nerfed existing tail cuts. It was ridiculous. Alright, that's a Seregios down. Which means it's time to go back to Laggy. Wait. Do this. Actually, do we do this? Or do I maybe go with... Oh, it's not the one that's equipped right now, so I can't see it. Whatever. We live with the standard Rathalos axe. I don't believe I can upgrade the Seregios axe yet. Nope, I need one dissenter.
Leaving already?
And since we have already proven that we can do an 8-star, 5-star laggy. It's time for a more rewarding laggy. Sure, it's only 8-star, 4-star. But that's a guaranteed sapphire right there. Incidentally, when I did this one, I've still got 3 left because I did the save as investigation and then the start investigation. The first time I did this one, I got 1 sapphire from the guarantee and 1 more sapphire just from the rewards. It was quite nice. I believe I once again forgot to actually change my start location, but whatever.
Wow, we sure got here fast.
Commencing the quest by order of the guild.
Yeah, Wolfkinson, we can have your 5-star with a sapphire be our 3rd laggy. Seriously, these are beautiful creatures. Love seeing laggy rendered in such detail. I wish my cat wouldn't start carrying a bigger wasp to me when I already have a potion in my mouth. Unless the potion that is in my mouth cannot heal me to full. That was a really early para. Thanks for the attempt to help. Nice mount.
Power up, activate.
Yeah, didn't get it in time. Though it looks like you did. Excellent. That was a satisfying offset.
Leave this to me. Heels inbound.
That was a nicely timed discharge. Of course, I had to run out of amp right before I tried that.
Leave this to me. Heels inbound. Be careful.
Okay, I was about to go, oh, it's so close to the trap. And then it got in the trap.
Let's move into a new area.
Alright, buddy, which way we going? Left or right? Right.
The monster dropped something.
Which means it probably wants to do with some underwater combat pretty soon. The fact that they give us this underwater combat segment in this game means there is every possibility that Monster Hunter Wilds Ultimate, whatever they call the expansion to this game, could flesh out underwater combat and give us more monsters. Or they could leave it as just a laggy thing. But considering how much they put into it, I'm gonna be surprised if they do leave it as just laggy. Incidentally, on the subject of laggy, the way they pronounced its name in-game, Lagiacrus. Well, that pronunciation will sound familiar to you. If you go watch Capcom Unity's Meet the Monsters video, or whatever it was called, for this particular monster, featuring one RedmondStache. Who could that be? Didn't quite get out of the way of that. No, we're not done yet. Or are we? I guess we are, because the go ashore prompt showed up, and I guess I just... Oh, yep, that's damage numbers, all right. Kinda wish I was down there to see it happen. Outlander, it is entirely possible that I determined the official pronunciation of this monster's name. Though, it's also entirely possible that I had nothing to do with it. Considering we've gotten both an American English and a British English pronunciation for this thing's name. British English courtesy of one Daisy Ridley, who pronounced it Lagiacrus instead of Lagiacrus. My biggest regret from that Meet the Monsters video is the fact that there was one point where I just completely lost my train of thought while I was talking and ended up saying something that, to my ear, sounded pretty stupid. Just because I couldn't come up with the right words on the spot, and it made it into the final cut. I believe I ended up saying, like, you don't want to be caught dizzy when there's a monster with big attacks. Ooh, nice para. Great timing. Alright, we got the horns. Which means the back is all we have left to break. Whether we can do it is up in the air. Much like that back.
Looking weak. Almost there.
Yeah, they were too hung up on how I pronounced it, but now how I pronounced it is in the official game. Take that, everyone. But yeah, no, even I changed how I pronounced it not too long after that video, because, like... Ooh, nice, back. Only break we have left is the claws. Might as well go for them. Yeah, the reason I changed how I pronounced it after that video is because there's a bunch of quests, like cruise control, which is clearly meant to be a pun on cruise control. And so I was like, okay, maybe it's Lagiacrus, which makes sense considering the Japanese is Lagiacrus. But nah, I have been retroactively vindicated. Take that. Hey, we got the claws. That means we can take this boy home.
Right on target.
That material was on your wish list.
Dude was getting ready to do a discharge,
Well handled, Hunter.
but got surprised with a shock trap. The fact that you can get him in a shock trap during the discharge animation is kind of silly. I mean, Outlander, you can go back and watch it. I don't think I had a particularly strong reaction out loud when they first said it. But, like... yeah, I'm vindicated. Take that.
Okay.
I didn't really care. Considering I had already moved on myself, I was like, okay, yeah, it's probably something else. But nah! Now I am officially correct. In at least one dialect.
How can I serve?
I realized I was about to try and craft stuff via wishlist, but I've got both the circle and diamond versions in my wishlist. And I would much rather make the circles first.
Can I proceed?
Watch this.
So let's make sure that we make the circles first. I can't tell from the wishlist which is circle and which is diamond, so yeah.
Should I begin?
Watch this.
Good.
So I need 4 more shock spikes and then some more claws and, well, another claw and another horn to make the full armor set.
Oh, good. Very good.
Wolfkinson, where does your tiny island get off having so many different regional dialects? America's got a bunch of different regional dialects, but America's a huge country. We've got many states larger than many European countries. And you gotta generally go more than one state away to get a different dialect unless you're in one, like, hyper-specific region.
Of course. Come back anytime.
And second, unrelated question, do you have any Seregios investigations that give a dissenter? Because I sure don't. I've only got the one. Heck, if you've got any Seregios investigations that aren't in Wyveria, that would also be welcome. Oh, would you look at that? It's in the plains and it has a dissenter. Thank you for meeting all of my criteria. And it looks like the Seregio starts off the map. Though I know he's actually just sitting on a little ledge over there. It's just his icon is not fully on the map.
Make sure you're prepared.
Let's be on our way. Feel free to use all the supplies. No reason to be frugal.
The terrain here looks like a natural trap. Already
Bonk.
when you are.
We appear to have upset him. Well, that was a fairly instant power clash.
Hey, get out of there!
It just occurred to me, this is the first time this axe has ever been ampable. Even if this is just the layered version and not the real thing, we still get to see it amped. I wish the optimal status recovery would be just a tiny bit smarter. Because, if I've got both Sushi Fish Scale and Great Sushi Fish Scale, it would be so cool if it actually took into account how much health I was missing, instead of just saying, oh, Sushi Fish Scale is what you want. Nice bonk. I guess we had a falling boulders upsurge. Was it breeding season for falling boulders? Something kind of hilarious to me. Your pendants get included in the silhouette when obscured by a monster thing. Which means this little crake who follows me around gets his very own silhouette, even if he's the only thing that's obscured. Also, this crake who follows me around is quite possibly the best paid pendant they have ever done in any game.
Looks like it's leading to a new area.
I do not regret having paid for it. It's great. Even if it's a little bit too hyperactive and needs to learn how to chill out. Prancing all the time forever, even when I'm holding still. But the fact that it apparently levitates sometimes and flaps its wings when it's trying to go fast enough, I love it. Valhara just having a time. Yeah, Wolfkinson, my Craig does swim alongside me. It's... he's multi-talented.
Hang on, guys! Don't get shaken off! Use the splash cage to bring it down!
Do not use this splash fly cage to bring it down. It's flying because I am riding it. And it is coming down now. Can't believe my cat tried to sabotage the mount. I kind of like how completely covered in dust Seregios gets when you knock it to the ground in the dunes. It's actually interesting, because when you cover this thing in dust, you have to be, like, really pissing it off, because if you follow one of these guys when they're not in combat, they spend a lot of their time grooming themselves, making sure that their blade scales are nice and clean. Which, like, it makes sense. It's their primary defense and offense. So it stands to reason they would want to keep them well maintained. But yeah, it's... with how much time they spend cleaning themselves, you know they have to be just utterly pissed when you get them completely covered in the sand. Thanks, Paratoad. Thanks, Paratoad. Nice second power clash. Well-placed shock trap cat. Dang, that horn is too high up to actually hit the weak spot on. With a wound. Alright, we got us a horn break. I think that just leaves his left wing. Oh, my meal wore off. I guess that means it's steak time. Outlander, this thing being resilient to wounding isn't anything special. All 8-star, 5-star monsters have been given extra resistance to wounding to make them more difficult. Like, the laggy that we fought earlier, even that wasn't getting that many wounds. That's all the breaks, if I'm not mistaken.
Look at all our ingredients. We should whip out the barbecue grill.
Yeah, Outlander, it's a universal change to all, I think just 8-star tempered monsters have increased resistance to wounding. Which actually makes it quite tough to even get the tempered wounds sometimes. I say right before a tempered wound opens up.
Just a little more.
Sure that was the last material on your wish list, right?
Looks like it's moving to a new area.
I set a trap.
Dang. If only I had found the shock trap in my item list sooner. Look at him flimping.
On my way there.
Seregios, you need to try not to fly through that fulgurite.
Trap set.
We're getting paid well with that one.
Fine work, Hunter.
Look at that Craig dancing in silhouette. What a pendant. And would you look at that? I got a bonus dissenter. We take those. And apparently I already had one in my item box, which means I got one from like a plunderang or something. So 3 dissenters, 1 quest, not bad. Ooh, and silver large. It's not a crown that's worth anything, but it's nice to have a crown. I was thinking when I first saw him that that tail looked kind of thick.
Come on.
But I didn't think it was thick enough to matter, so I didn't say anything.
How can I serve?
Watch this.
Good.
All right.
And now I have once again made every final form switch axe. And looks like it's a good thing that I got 2 extra dissenters, because it means I'm only going to need 1 more to make one of the 2 armor sets.
A sage choice.
Watch this.
Can I proceed?
Watch this.
Good. Should I begin?
Watch this.
Good.
Don't have enough stuff to make any of the alternates. Okay, we still need laggy claws for this, so can't make these even though it's tempting. Also, that's a sapphire that it takes. And Capcom saw people complain that there's not enough to grind in this game, so they're like, okay, we're gonna make you need 3 of the rare drops just to make 1 armor set from these new monsters.
Another satisfied customer.
Yeah. Make sure you're prepared.
Yeah, it did feel like the grinds were over too quickly. I just feel like making it take more of specifically the rare part feels a little bit more artificial. Like if it took more hides, more horns, more claws, more of the parts that aren't the super common stuff, but you still get like 1 or 2 per hunt, it would feel more like you're making progress with every hunt. And I think that would be more pleasant. Like, even if they balanced it out so that it took, on average, the same exact number of hunts, if you're actually getting parts you want with every hunt, instead of being like, okay, now I only need sapphires. 3 of them. And yeah, Wolfkinson, this is a fantastic laggy fight. Like, Generations laggy, I wasn't a huge fan of. It didn't feel right. Like, even Ivory laggy was a better land laggy fight. But this is a good land laggy. And also, the fact that it isn't entirely on land. And they hid that fact until it actually dropped. Now that's something.
I don't know many people besides you who could see this one through.
Freaking Eric just glazing me at the start of the hunt. Yeah, Wilkinson, not only are the rare drops so rare from normal hunt quests, they actually specifically made it so that at least Laggy in particular has rarer rare drops than other monsters. Like, they freaking mentioned it on socials that Laggy is less willing than other monsters to part with its rare materials. So they reduced the drop rate on the Lagiacrus Sapphire, formerly known as the Lagia Sapphire, relative to, like, say, Rathalos rubies. I didn't swap weapons on them. Using a lightning weapon against a Lagi. That's not ideal. Rip. Good thing we had insurance.
Leave this to me. Heels inbound.
Reminds me, I brought this armor skin and demon drug. I might as well use them. Yeah, for Laggy and Seregios to have specifically lower drop rates for their gem equivalents, but also be the first monster where they're like, you need 3 of these to make the armor set. It's just like, oh yeah, you're really just coming right out and saying that you specifically want it to take longer to make this armor. Looks like Thunderang didn't do its thing. The bigger the monster, the better it feels to offset. Seriously. Being able to just dodge straight into those discharges with the evasion mantle feels kind of overpowered. It's like, oh yeah, he's doing a big dangerous attack. What do? Dodge straight into it and get a buff for it. And like, the game's pretty much asking you to do it considering he holds completely still for the attack.
Use it to blind the monster.
I don't like that that tail sweep comes just late enough that if I counter the bite, I still get hit by the tail. honestly love what a visual and audiological treat this hunt is when you're playing it at completely maxed settings. I'm sure it still looks plenty nice even without max settings, but like high-res texture pack, 4K, full ray tracing, all the everything turned on. It's a real visual treat. The sound design's great. I love the small details like the water boiling following the electric attacks. There's so much to like in this hunt. So much to like. Thank you, Pepper, for sharing your cat secrets. It's nice of cats to do that for us. They don't have to share their secrets, but they do. They share them anyway. And without Pepper's help, how would I have ever known slash plus backslash? I would never have known. So thank you, Pepper, for sharing that secret with me. I'll make good use of this knowledge. I am lucky Defender popped there, because if it didn't, I would absolutely have carded. It is so dangerous to do a full release while Laggy is doing a full release. Because being unflinchable in just a pool of enormous damage, turns out is not ideal. And there's my Vigor Wasp revival. Sometimes the cat is nice and also drops a great Vigor Wasp on you after the Vigor Wasp revival, thus ensuring you revive with absolutely full health. Other times the cat's just like, nah, Vigor Wasp revival's enough for you. That's all you get. Yep. That's how it goes.
Wow, what a view!
Ah, I see it's swimming time.
Stay calm down there, okay?
Dang it. I keep on dodging out of drinking my potions because I press the go fast button. But down here, it's the dodge up button. Ow. Didn't realize that we could actually go way over there. Ow. Game, please let me move places. Hey, I did the thing. That means we get to actually see this again. I don't know what it is we just did. Like, and why were there no damage numbers there? He looked like he bonked right into it.
You're not taking me down.
Yeah, I think what we do is like jab our knife into his head and then we do the flinch shot. I think that's what's happening if my read is correct.
Leave this to me. Heels in back.
There's a Grand Escalade in there. Correction, there's 3 Grand Escalade in there. Yeah, I have a feeling all of the care and attention they put into making this version of Laggy is at least partially the result of them knowing how upset people would be if they didn't knock it out of the park after they've been asking for it for so long. Looks like when Laggy jumped in the water again, it scared away all the Eskinites. Oh well. But yeah, they absolutely knew that they had to nail this fight in order to appease the fans who have waited so long, and yeah. Is he going for a hunt? Where is he? Yeah, he's hunting. Which means we get to actually see him eat one of these guys. A Harpios. So yeah, he chills out underwater for a bit. Dives deep. Pops up and grabs one. Hunting like an actual crocodile. And then he swallows it and then comes on out ashore over here. That's one of 2 hunting animations Lagia has in this game. The other one involves it shocking its prey and I guess just eating it alive at that point. And that's twice a full release charge has gotten me killed. I will have to not card again.
No worries.
Oh, rip. Well, I guess I'm not carding again. Yeah, it's totally acceptable to get carded by this thing. It does lots and lots of damage. It's a shame we can't get any quests that have both Laggy and Seregios. Because they do not ever share an environment, because Laggy only exists in the forest, and Seregios exists in the plains and Wyveria, but nowhere else. We don't have a new arena quest, do we? We sure don't. Was really hoping every title update would add, like, 1 or 2 monsters for standard arenas. But no, we've just gotten these 2 added. You know, 2 quests of the same monster. And yeah, it's not ideal. We need more arena quests. Badly. Alright, well. I'm thinking we do one more quest, and I do like Laggy, but let's do a non-tempered one, because that way we get to see more of this creature without those wounds on it. And also it gets another check mark.
Quest accepted.
My food left, still got plenty of time. This is standard Laggy, not tempered. I'll be fine. And Wolfkinson, no worries, it's okay. We are allowed to fail a quest, especially an 8-star, 5-star tempered monster, when the stream title is Tempered Trouble. It's not Tempered Succeed at every quest first try. Just want to observe this thing a little bit. admire all the detail they put on it. I mean, just look at that texture work. To say nothing of the modeling. It's a gorgeous animal. And nature photographers would love it if in real life putting on a ghillie mantle just rendered you completely invisible to all animals. Can you imagine the nature photos we would have if that was how it worked?
My lives are flashing before me here.
Oh, we got him doing some cleaning. I was trying to grab the shock spike shard, but starting combat works too.
Leave this to me. Heels inbound. Hang on tight. Don't get taken off.
Bad timing on the paracats.
Power up. This way to the shot trap.
The back breaks so easily on non-tempered laggy.
Area.
So does everything else, honestly, but just swimming down a waterfall like you do. You would think that such a large creature might not want to subject itself so directly to gravity, but here we are. Nice attempt. I was certainly not going to get it myself. He's going all the way home, huh? Straight to swimming mode, too.
Sorry, I'm strictly dry land only. Oh, I thought that was close enough. I see you have... Or no, you have not done the thing. Nice flinch. Okay, now you've done the thing. So are we going to get big damage numbers? Yep. So he just kind of flops his whole way up that big pile of spikes. Looks very painful. Ooh, got a sapphire. Nice plunderang, cat. Let me just wave my stick around. I would have laughed if that got the tail cut. I've thrown monsters at other people plenty by cutting their tails towards them. But I have not thrown a monster towards myself, and in this game it's actually possible to do so. If I get the tail cut with one of those focus strikes that doesn't flinch the monster and it turns towards me, and the focus strike was on the tail, and the tail was about to pop off. Which, yeah, now that I say all that, it's a lot of circumstances that have to be met in order for it to happen. But the fact that it can happen amuses me. And I want to see it happen. Leave this to me. Heels inbound.
Back in my day, laggy claws practically broke on their own. Feels like in this game you gotta actually put effort into it.
Fine work, Hunter. Ready to head back? It appears the monster has left a piece behind.
In Outlander, the silliest area transition belongs to Mizutsune in Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, going from the northern beach in the jungle to the western beach in the jungle. Because instead of swimming like 50 feet or going through a tunnel for like 20 feet, he jumps into the stratosphere. Meanwhile, in Monster Hunter Rise, Mizutsune learns to just go through the tunnel. But in GU, jump into the stratosphere. And yeah, Wolfkinson, I too am glad we got the underwater wall bonk while I was there to see it. But now it is time to go ahead and call this a stream. So thanks, folks, for dropping by to watch and chat and all that. Thanks, Wolfkinson, for hunting. And I will be back on Thursday with more of the Ribbon Road. See you then, friends.